So this is Randy and Jayme with Fresh Chili Company, and my daughter Jayme is going to show us how to make a wonderful enchilada soup, tortilla enchilada soup, using a couple of our products. And she makes this quite often for your family and for other people, and I've heard about it, and now I get to taste it and watch how she makes it. So get her done.
All right, so this is quick and easy, and I don't really make much that's not quick and easy unless it's like something special, because I got a lot of kids and not a lot of time, and so I'm just going to show you how this is a soup that you can throw together in 15 minutes and it will be ready for you later in the day. You could cook it on the stovetop. I usually throw it all in a crock pot and then it's done and ready for, you know, if we've got games and practices and whatever, people can eat when they need to, or it's just ready for us. And it's good. It's really a good soup. Everybody loves it. My 4-year-old will eat it. My picky husband will eat it. Everybody eats it. So I'm going to show you how I make it. Be careful there. So I'm going to show you how I make it. I'm going to puree these onions because this will give you the flavor, but everybody will eat it. So I'm going to show you how I do this. I just throw them in here. I'm basically going to liquefy these onions. So if you're like a normal person, just chop up some onions. But my people are not normal. So
wow.
Okay, so I just destroyed this onion, which I'm sorry. Like I said, if you're normal and your people that you're cooking for will eat onions, go for that. But I just need things that my whole family will eat. I have some kids with different preferences. Husband hates onions, but you really need the flavor. So this is what I do as a base for a lot of these recipes where I need that onion flavor. I'm gonna put some onion in. You could press some garlic, which is what my dad would do. Throw a little of that in there. But if you're—
I don't own any of that, by the way.
If you're in a hurry, all right? Just about, let's see, maybe a teaspoon of garlic. I'm gonna throw in I've got about 2 tablespoons of butter here. I'm gonna throw in, actually I'm gonna do the onion first and let that cook a little bit. The garlic will go in a few minutes.
So why are we cooking the onion?
Because it changes the flavor.
Yep. Kind of caramelizes and brings out the sugars when you cook the onion. And a lot of people don't like onion because of the texture. It has nothing to do with the flavor. And Jared, my son-in-law, he hates onion, but when Jayme puts the flavor into it, it's great.
He didn't know for a long time. He knows now that I do this, and he will still eat it. It's just, it can't be anything that he just is a texture guy. He can't feel that onion crunching.
A lot of people are that way. They don't like the texture of onions.
It's common. So if
the flavor is so good.
So you need that flavor. So that's what I started doing, is putting it in the food processor. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of garlic too. Heaping teaspoon.
Yep.
This is kind of gonna get us started.
And again, I'd be using fresh garlic if I was doing this, but since this is her house and I'm not, I'll shut up and she's gonna do it the way her.
So listen, this is not the Food Network. This is get my 4 kids fed and out the door. So we're gonna start this off for our soup. Like I said, it was just the 2 tablespoons of butter.
Oh, that onion smells so good.
About a half an onion and some garlic. And that's just gonna start you off with a bunch of flavor. Okay, so.
And it's kind of brown. You browned that up. Even though it was pureed, it's still kind of browned up.
So my dad might kill me here because we actually are gonna use.
I'm not gonna kill you.
We're gonna use some ranch beans.
Oh my gosh.
My dad doesn't normally get beans from a can. Watch this.
My beans come from Morrow Farms up in Hatch, New Mexico. However, this is her house and her soup, and
so I like a good pot of beans, all right, but I also don't always have time to soak them and make them
and wash them.
And wash them.
You have to wash your beans, Jayme.
If you watch a previous video, I did not wash my beans.
Shame on you.
And people lost their minds in the comments about how they would never eat it.
But the package said it was pre-washed.
It was pre-washed, right? I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So now we've dropped down from pre-washed beans to canned beans.
Okay, this is why I use these, okay? And my friend, I hope she doesn't watch this because she probably, whatever, she might watch this. But I have a friend, she would bring this chicken tortilla soup to girls' night. And everybody would be like, can I have the recipe? Can I have the recipe? And she would never give anyone the recipe. And everybody wanted to make it. I mean, this soup, we loved it. She would make it, big batches, and give it to people as Christmas gifts. I mean, it's just a really good, flavorful soup. Well, one night, I think she had a glass of wine too many, and
surely not.
She told my sister kind of what was in it. And one of the things that's in it that I think adds with this flavor is a green chili, of course, but also these ranch beans. And they just kind of have a flavor that kind of is a good base for the soup. So that is the reason we are adding these ranch beans to this. So we're gonna dump in this whole can for this, all right? You could actually do 2 cans. If you're feeding a crowd, you could put 2 cans in here. All right, so now we are going to add the main flavor of this soup, and that is with our red and green chili. So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna do mild. The mild has tons of flavor, but I've got little ones that don't like the heat. So
Mild what?
Mild red, fresh red, what we're gonna do. So you wanna open that for me, Dad?
Sure. You want to tell them what the difference is between fresh red and sun-dried red?
So you could use the sun-dried in this, and it would be good too. Sun-dried comes from the pods, and the fresh red is not dried out first. It just, oh, that smells so good.
When we started the company, this is the only product we had. And if I had to shut down the company and only have one product, this is the product we would have. We're the only company that makes it with fresh red chili, as opposed to chili powder is what most of them use, or machine-dried chili. This is fresh chili. When we pick it, you could actually roast it, and the flavor is sweet, the color is fire engine red, and okay, make your soup.
And we're gonna dump it straight in, the whole thing, okay? And I never waste a drop of this stuff, so actually we're gonna take some chicken broth.
What do you got chicken broth there for? You got chicken over there from a roasted chicken.
So we have a disagreement on this.
You boil your bones?
I told my dad that I was gonna use some chicken broth, and he was saying, oh, you just boil some bones.
Just take your chicken that you got from Sam's over there and take the bones and boil them.
And I told him, you know, people with a lot of kids and a little bit of time don't have time to be boiling their bones, Dad. So I'm not boiling my bones. That's a little chicken broth, and this will be just fine, okay? So sometimes you have to adapt for you know, lifestyle. So anyway, we're not boiling any bones, but if you want to boil some bones, go ahead, make some homemade chicken broth. That's your prerogative.
I boiled my bones.
Okay, so we did a whole we did a whole jar of the red, and you could actually probably do 2 if you want like a stronger red chili flavor. I'm keeping this mild for my kids, but we're gonna put also some green in there.
Perfect.
Can you open that for me?
I will. And when you pour it in, man, I want you to show them how thick and beautiful our chili is, right, Jayme?
All right.
Oh, thought I might have to get Capo over here to open that. There you go.
Well, you smell it right away when you open that.
It's like you're walking by a chili roaster. It is so, so good.
So here we go. We're gonna pour this in, and actually, you'll notice I almost have to turn it upside down to get it to come out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do about a half. If I was making it for my dad, I would do a whole, and it would be hot.
Still wild.
But since this is just for a whole family, we're gonna just do. So I did a whole thing of red, a half of green.
Whole thing of red, half of pure green. This is just a roasted green chili.
And we're gonna dump in a whole chicken here. This is a whole rotisserie chicken.
That she did not boil the bones of.
I didn't boil the bones for it. It's a whole rotisserie chicken.
Beautiful.
And we're gonna stir it up, and then we're gonna add some chicken broth, some more chicken broth. You can see just that. The red gives it kind
chicken
of.
Broth.
The red gives it a base, and the green gives you some of that chunky chili in there.
Beautiful.
You could add another can of beans. Sometimes I do too. And you're gonna add this chicken broth. This is such a simple soup, and that's what I need. I need something I can dump and go. I'm gonna put a little more in here. As it cooks, it's gonna all mix together. This is one of those that is almost even better the next day. If we have leftovers, everyone will eat them. So now you're gonna put this, you can cook this on the stove, or everything's cooked in there. So really you're just letting the flavors get together. I usually put it in my crock pot, you know, around noon, and by dinner time, I put it on low, and by dinner time it's ready. If you're in a hurry, you could just put it on high. For
Smells
an hour
good.
to-
Don't tell anybody, but we have one over there that you already cooked.
Yes, I made one, okay? We got one ready. So we're putting this away.
Fancy crock pot. I don't know how to get into it, but there we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Get the steam coming out.
Wow.
All right, so we're ready. So now I'm just gonna show you, so I like to have a bunch of different things that people can put on top of this if they want it.
It smells so good, Jayme.
Yeah, this is one of those I love because you can just make it ahead of time. It's ready when you are. You can just put it on warm and it's ready for everybody. So I'm gonna put a little more in here. Now I've got some just shredded cheese. I love Asadero cheese. We both love Asadero cheese.
Yep.
So that's what I got, but you could do Munster or cheddar or whatever. So we're gonna put a little bit of that on top.
Just make sure it's good quality cheese.
Good quality cheese, it's important. So I love avocado. I'm gonna stick a few on top there.
Beautiful.
And lime is really good on top of this. A little bit of lime.
Wow.
I'm gonna squeeze that on there.
So good.
And I'm going to add some tortilla strips. We actually made these. You can buy the ones from the store that are already made. And sometimes I make tortillas or I like the ones from the store you just cook real quick.
Right.
On the stovetop where you can buy some tortillas, buy some tortilla strips, chips. They're much better if you make them. So I save time on the soup and then I take the time to make the tortilla chips or strips.
And these were made with our tortillas, red
Yes,
and green tortillas.
our tortillas, and then we put some Hatch seasoning on top of them, which is
Perfect.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is ready. Do you want some sour cream on yours, Dad? You're gonna taste this.
Yes, please.
It's gonna be yours.
Look how beautiful the dish is. We've got the green and the red and the green inside. And these homemade chips. Wow. I'm not sure if that's a picture or a bowl or both, but
Right?
it is beautiful. Wow. Thank you, Jayme. Good
All right.
job.
You ready to taste it?
I'm ready if it's not too hot. Let me see.
Taste it. Yeah, it probably is heat hot. It's gonna be mild in as far as the chili hot, but you need to get a piece of avocado in there.
Yep.
All my kids will eat
Look
this.
at the stringy cheese coming.
It's gonna be hot.
What do you think?
It's gonna be good.
Oh, man. Ranch style brains and all. It's really, really good. Thank you, Jayme, for sharing with us that.
No problem.
And
actually, if I was gonna eat this, and probably if you were gonna eat this, I would serve it this way to my kids, and then I would add a big old spoonful of hot on top of mine,
yep.
because I like chili. So have some extra chili on hand.
And I like chili. And we know you like chili, so try this wonderful soup. Really cool, fast and furious recipes from you. And hopefully you'll boil your bones and
Wash the beans.
And wash the beans and or use marrow beans from Hatch. But this is pretty darn good with ranch style. Great job. This is a great soup. I'm teasing her, obviously. It's super good. Couldn't have made it any better. Thank you, babe.
Thanks.
Eat more chili.